Rib cage, right side. Concerned. I'm just speculating right now, but I'm assuming that it will be a DL. He went to get an MRI.
With that being said, would Ellsbury be able
It's
to come
possible.
back sooner?
Yeah, it's possible.
You guys had some opportunity battling back from that big deficit in that seventh inning in particular, Gary getting thrown out there at third. Is that a situation where he's just trying to reach there on his own?
Yeah, I think it's, well, I mean, that's his decision. And I think he's just trying to do too much. And it's, it's part of it. It's part of the game. Sometimes you're going to make bad reads, and he thought he had a chance to make it. Can't be a chance. You got to be sure. And we talked about it, and it's some of the things that you go through in this game.
When you're down 7-0, does that lend yourself to maybe to some of that activity of trying to do too much when it's that type of a deficit?
Yeah, I think it's maybe the frustration of the 2 weeks that we've been involved in, and sometimes guys try to do too much, but you just got to remember you got to keep doing things the right way, and things will turn around.
Dan.
Was Headley trying to steal second on his own there?
I gave him the green light there. Okay. He was slow to home, and it's you look for a pitch to run on, and he was out, so that's my fault.
And do you think about Castro for Romine?
No, Castro was not available to me today.
Meredith.
Is there something up with Castro?
He had a shot in his wrist yesterday. It's something that's been bothering him for 6 weeks. I chose to give it to him, told him to take it. He has wanted to continue to play and play and play, and we just felt like, and he's been productive with it. But it's just something that, it's just kind of nagging. It's not a serious injury. There's no test that we did, just kind of nagging. So we said, let's get it, because then you get more than 24 hours in a sense, because it's a day game to a night game.
Is there one instance that caused that wrist, or is it just something that's built up?
It might have been diving after a ball. I really don't remember, Meredith, but it's something that's been going on probably for a month or so, and we've talked about it, and he continued to say he was fine and play through it. And I just felt like I said, with going on the road, I didn't want to push it anymore. Let's get it done.
Over to the left.
Joe, Pineda was hit earlier again. What did you say about him?
Michael?
Yeah.
Location. He was trying to throw a fastball down and away to Beltre. It ended up kind of down, middle in. A lot of times a nitro zone for a right-hander. And trying to throw a breaking ball, and he left it up to Chew. So really, location again. It was not good today, and it's something we've been working on.
Susan?
Usually he's been able to adjust as he goes on. He's had a couple of battings. He just wasn't able to today.
He made some mistakes when they had some runners on, and they turned into 3-run homers.
Who else? Dan? Susan, could you give the mic back? Thank you. Dan.
You're talking about all these injuries here. Obviously, the team is not playing as well as it did early in the year. What's your level of, concern about just with the way things are going, and what are the challenges like?
Well, you worry about the injuries. We were kind of limited what we had today, and that's why I put Romine at first. But, you got to keep it in perspective. It's a 2-week period. We're still tied for first place. We're still in our division. We had a pretty, tough, poor 2 weeks, and in a sense you could have got yourself in a lot of trouble, but we're still in a good spot, and it's the end of June, so we need to turn it around. I think this is an important road trip for us tomorrow, and we got to get some things straightened out.
Brian.
So I'm guessing you didn't have a holiday then either?
No.
What's your level of concern that this is kind of?
Well, I mean, that's a concern for me as well, because it's like there's a somewhat of a, it just doesn't feel good. There's a kind of a fatigue factor in here. So we're trying to get to the bottom of it, and when we have an idea what's going on, we'll let people know.
Joel.
You had a long stretch earlier this year where Pineda was pitching well, and now it seems it's gone the other way. Do you think consistency is just not a trait of his, that he cannot put together 30 strong starts?
Well, I don't think anyone necessarily, Joel, has 30 starts where they're really, really consistent. They're going to have, but it's what you do in those starts. It's finding ways to get out of innings. And today was about the first time he didn't do it all year. I mean, there's been a lot of outings. His last outing, his location was not good, and he gave up, 1 earned run or a couple earned runs. So Yeah, there's going to be days where you don't have your good stuff, but you got to find a way to get through it. And today he didn't. So, to me, it's really the first time that it's been that way. I don't want to make that a bigger thing than it is. I don't want to make it something that continues, but we need to get him straightened out.